Hey guys, this is Rin with Rindar Gaming, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So with BFA basically over and us looking at about a 6 to 8 month content drought, I decided to take on Operation Longboi. So this series is going to be titled A Poor Raider's Journey to a Longboi. We're going to try and do at least weekly, bi-weekly updates on where we're at with gold making, and we're going to go through some of the different ways that you can make gold in WoW. We're doing everything from like raw gold farms. We've tried out fishing. We've done some transmog farming. We're doing some alchemy crafting and basically just about anything you can think of without standing on a corner. So this week we're going to go over what I did in the last week, kind of give you a breakdown of where we started, where we're at, what we made, what we did to make that gold, and give you an idea of what so far has been working best for me. I'm not a professional gold maker. We're just kind of trying this out to have some fun and keep us busy for the next few months and maybe get a really awesome mount out of it. So one thing that I did want to put out there before we get started, I went through our channel analytics because I am kind of a data junkie, right? And I noticed that less than 2% of our watch time right now is coming from subscribers. So if you guys are coming by and enjoying the content, help us out and hit that sub button, guys. We really do appreciate it. Anyway, on with the video. Alright guys, so some of the first things we did was actually some raw gold farms. We started off in Blackrock Foundry, just wanted to see what it looked like to go through there, loot all the bosses, loot all the trash, make the gold. We're doing some things that also have some really cool mythic mount drops, so we wanted to get into those and see if maybe we get lucky with that, make a little money on the side. A lot of people are already farming some of these raids anyway, so we want to kind of give an idea of what your passive gold income is going to be from that. So my Blackrock Foundry runs took about 25 minutes and we netted just over 2K. We did get a BOE drop on one of the runs. It was a set of wrists that said that sold for like 100K, but I mean, you can't even see wrists. Nobody's paying that, right? So we're going to throw it on the auction house. We're going to see if it sells. We'll keep posted on that one. It's one of our big mog pieces right now at the moment. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. Not gonna pray for that one. So one of the other things we did Siege of Orgrimmar, and we also did Throne of Thunder. Now these ones are gonna give you some raw gold, and on top of that, there's some really cool pet drops out of there. And some of those pets are worth 3, 5, 10K each, right? Son of the Animus being one of the standout pets, actually really good if you're into the pet battle scene. So we want to go through and see if we can get anything out of there. Sadly, we got no pet drops. We did, however, get the G-Kun mount. So all in all, pretty cool runs. Pretty happy about that. The next thing we did, we tried to run a Tol de Gore. There is a hidden boss in Tol de Gore. If you're not aware, we'll have a video. We'll put a link to the video in the description below. And that hidden boss drops a pet that is selling for like 200K on some servers. So this is something you should be doing. It takes about 15 minutes. If you're endgame geared, you could probably solo it, but running it with like 2 or 3 other people is completely viable. And like, it's an all or nothing run. You're not gonna make like real easy, consistent gold, but if you hit that, you're into it. All right, so let's talk fishing. Now, I went around and did fishing in a couple of different areas. We started off in Oldham, and we tried to fish down there. We caught about 150, 200 fish in an hour. It wasn't really, it's not like super duper great, but they did sell for like 25, 30 gold per fish. We wound up with a couple hundred fish. So not terrible gold there, but not enough to where we're gonna be able to do that consistently, make a Longboi. Not to mention, I can only watch so much Netflix and fish before I start falling asleep. So that one is something we're gonna kind of do intermittently. Out in Najatar, you can actually fish for the viper fish. Those are used for the new feast. So those are going to be in pretty high demand while people are continuing to raid and push. And we're going to kind of get into something else you can do with those here in a minute. So do keep those guys in mind. Fishing is an option. You're going to make 30, anywhere from like 25 to 40 gold a fish, depending on your server. So not terrible gold, and it's really easy. You can just sit there, chill, turn on YouTube, watch some of my videos, you know, hey, get it out there. Or you can, you know, watch some Netflix, chill out, and just click every 15 seconds. So the next thing I did is I started looking at my professions, right? Because professions are usually a really, really good way to make consistent gold. My main is an alchemist, so I wanted to see what I could do making potions and flasks. So I built out a little spreadsheet, trying to determine what the cost is for each of those potions and flasks and stuff. And finally I settled on potions of unbridled fury are by far the easiest and most consistent thing to craft and sell. But, big but, thick but, you're not gonna make money on it unless you got a prosperity proc. The actual profit margin for crafting potions right now, at least on my server, is very, very, very narrow. So your average proc rate is going to be like 1.35 to 1.4 without that potion of prosperity. When I had that proc up though, I was seeing 1.7 to 1.8, which is crazy good, right? So I went through and dropped about 500,000 gold to make potions of unbridled fury, and we kind of had a huge snafu late in week 2. Where the cost of not only the potions dropped from 151 gold per potion all the way down to 111 over the course of like 9 days. The cost of Zenithid, which usually if it's under 40 gold, I was buying Zenithid pretty consistently, and I was able to wait, you know, buy them up, get that prosperity proc, craft a bunch of stuff, throw it up there. And you know, you're only making like 10 to 15% on whatever you're investing in Zenithid. But it was really easy and consistent gold. Those potions tended to sell within the first 5 or 6 seconds of being listed. It was just super easy and consistent money. But with the cost of Zenithid dropping all the way down to 32 while I was kind of mid-process, it really pushed the price of those potions of unbridled fury, and we didn't make as much as we had hoped to. So one of the last farms that I actually went and did was a spare parts farm. So I went out to Mechagon and went out and jumped into a group, and we sat there and farmed spare parts for about an hour. Went out and grabbed a little backpack and sucked up all the minnows that I could, got like 300 or 400 of those, and then took some of those viperfish I had and crafted those into feasts. Now, spare parts aren't terribly hard to farm. You're gonna get, you know, 10, 20, 30 crates an hour. I don't know. Depends on how efficient your group is. It really, it makes a difference what you have in that group. The little minnows that you suck up, you can, in 10 minutes, you can get enough of those to last you for probably a week. And the viperfish are going to be the real cost if you're going out and buying them, or it's going to be kind of a huge time sink if you're fishing them. But I found that those feasts are selling for anywhere from 2K on the low end, I was selling them, to all the way up to 3.3K as raid reset hit and guilds were buying those out. The prices on those really jumped up. I've got 10 more on the market right now that haven't sold quite yet as of now, but you know, that's another 30K worth of feasts that it's gonna sell, right? Anything that's raid mats or raid consumables tends to have a very good turnover rate, so you can kind of count on things like that. So where does that put us? We started off this week with 756,577 gold. Now, by the end of today, we just went through and relisted auctions and pulled all of our cash out. We were sitting at a grand total of, I forgot, hold on. We're sitting at a grand total of 859,000 gold, right? So we made just over 100K in a week. Sounds pretty good. But that's not going to get us to Longboi. Now, the big thing that I'm kind of looking at right now, a lot of this first week was me doing like Zul'Farrak runs. I did a lot of Zul'Farrak transmog runs, trying to pick up a lot of really good pieces out of there. So hopefully we can get some of that transmog on the market and sold. And I also spent a lot of time in Oldham Man. There's too many olds in this game. Oldham. And I probably ran that like 15 or 20 times, and we got a bunch more transmog there. So even though we're not seeing a lot of that gold up front, that kind of stuff, that adding that extra 100 auctions to the auction house is going to increase our exposure and allow us to get more sales. So what I'm really hoping is, as we continue to do these transmog runs and things like that, it's going to ramp up our sales on the auction house, and eventually that 100K a week is going to be, you know, 200 or 300K a week. Because really we need to be averaging between 200 and 300K a week if we want to hit this Longboi challenge. So, but that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did like the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe so you can keep up with where we're at on this challenge. I'm gonna keep kind of testing out as many farms as humanly possible and letting you guys know what I'm seeing and what my recommendations are. If you have any ideas for other farms to do or other ways to go make gold, again, I'm not working a corner, put them in the comment section below and let me know. I'd love to get out there and try some of these other farms out and see what we can do. I'm thinking about doing some things like some mount farms. There's some BOE mounts that we could potentially go out there and grab. Again, these are like feast or famine farms. So we go out there, we get a mount drop, you know, it's anywhere from 50 to 100K, which is great, but you could spend 2 hours out there and not get a mount. So, but we're going to keep trying everything, guys. We want to have some fun with this. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Until next time, later, y'all.